Yeah, thank you. And thank you everyone for joining this session. This is the lightning round, so it'll be over quick. And I will speed things up, just yeah, keeping an eye on the time. But yeah, my name is Jakob, and I am the lead designer for Pure. And I'm here to talk to you about the administrator dashboard. Not to be confused with the dashboard feature that is already in Pure. That is, in my opinion, that is the data dashboard, if we may call it that. This could also be called a landing page, a start page for Pure, but I will get into what I mean by this. The stage we're at the moment with this, I call it concept exploration. So you're all in here to explore this concept with me. So yeah, I'd be curious as to how you perceive this or what you think of this, and feel free to come talk to me and say hi afterwards, outwards as well. If you're more curious to this, this is something we're currently exploring as a design option for Pure. But let me get into it. Said this already. So these are our 5 design principles for Pure that we work with in the design team. And I'm not going to go over them meticulously. The ones we'll be focusing on today are these 2. So we want to make Pure more efficient. We want to make it more customizable. And this is where dashboard is a very neat feature for that. One that I am personally very excited for. So what is a dashboard? For this concept, call it landing page, call it start page. But for this, what we're talking about today is the first thing you see when you log into Pure. So it's where every user, personal users, administrators, editors, technical support roles will end up when they first log into Pure. So using a metaphor, you could think of it as the lobby of Pure. So comparing to a hotel lobby, which could be very relevant, you would think a bad lobby is one that you don't feel welcome in and you can't find your way around. That would be a bad lobby. A better one would be one who would tell you where you can go, what you can experience, where you can find certain things. But an even better one would be someone who says, I know exactly why you're here, I know exactly what you're looking for, and here it is. So that's the vision for designing a new dashboard. That's basically what we're going for, and letting our users decide for themselves, what do I find most relevant whenever I log into Pure. So it's basically to provide easy access to key functionality and provide an informative overview every time you're using Pure. So I touched on this briefly, but this is for everyone, this idea. Some of you might know there's already the personal user interface, the start page for personal users when you log in. This is basically an extension of that. So once again, it's for everyone, including those with much more complicated work than their own research. So the key to this bits is actually the different widgets that go into a dashboard. It is what defines a dashboard. So one example could be Rosa, our researcher. She would probably prefer a dashboard that holds some of her own research, maybe a CV or her portal profile, things that are related to her and her research. Lucas, the librarian, would probably prefer something with regards to editing, maybe something that his or her colleagues are working on. Data quality could be reporting. You probably get the idea. Then we have someone like Elena, who would be a head of department, which would be more interested in the bigger picture of things. So she would prefer widgets that kind of fulfill that need for her. Could be some funding goals that are not yet achieved, maybe some that have been, which would also be wonderful. Deadlines in the department, whatever. This is just on the ideation stage. Theo, the technical support, could be more interested in the integration jobs that are running. Is everything running smoothly? What are my most used settings or tools in the administrator tab? Would be nice with some shortcuts in the administrator tab, or 2 things in the administrator tab. A dashboard could help with that. Something with documentation as well. So basically the point here is The dashboard is a customizable entity that is defined by the different widgets used on the dashboard. And for some widget examples, I see now the screen is very bright, so maybe it's hard to distinguish the different lines. It's better on my screen, but it's always like that with technical products. But these are examples. So this group I've called functional widgets. These widgets were designed to allow users to get work done faster. So it would be something like your most recently opened subjects, your most recently opened items could be presented here. I already talked with the Dutch user group on this, and I was also made aware of this at this conference. We don't want to put pressure on our researchers or our editors with these red flags. So this is why we're exploring this concept. I've already had a few reactions to field completion being red. Okay, so this sounds like an alert. Okay, so maybe we want to do something different. But this is all exploring the concept of how might we present information such as this. We could have editor filters, the ones that you prefer to have shown on your dashboard. I know this is already quite a pain point, these editor filters, not being able to sort them as you would like, or yeah, a dashboard could definitely help with that. We might even be able to show movement in the different items within a filter, so or has been added or some have been removed since your last session. Functional widgets could also be quick action. This is a very common one. Whatever shortcuts you would prefer to get things done quickly. Could simply be your tasks presented. This is also because we're changing the header and how tasks are presented currently, that this makes sense to include in the dashboard design as well. But yeah, I don't want to be too specific on each widget. Just some examples also on what I've chosen to call informative widgets, which more holds this informational overview and isn't necessarily tied to a specific function or specific job that you're trying to do. Could be something like showing recent user activity. Yeah, the lines have disappeared between the items, but the specific design doesn't matter too much. But could be showing user activity so you know what everyone is working on or what is happening in your institution or your department. And back to the personal profile example, could be something relevant for personal users or researchers to show what is part of my public profile, a link to my public profile even. Could be some simple numbers on your institution or department. And could also be a data quality summary of some sort. And one thing I didn't mention, which is also important for me to mention, each of these widgets, the idea behind this would be that each of them is customizable. So for the data quality example in the bottom right, you would be able to choose which ones do I want highlighted, which parameters are the most important to me, and button or actions to show each parameter so that we don't hide the calculation from anyone. So yeah, that's basically the idea, a customizable dashboard with each customizable widget. And when you put all of this together, you could have something like this. Could be for a researcher. Yeah, and you see the edit widgets in the top right in this design mockup for easy editing. Yeah, and the best examples I've seen of this, because this is nothing new. Many of you are probably aware of these dashboards in digital products. What I see often is this drag and drop layout that you're able to perform, which would be super awesome to have in Pure as well, in my opinion. So yeah, but this is just an example of how you might be able to put a dashboard together. Yeah, so I included an audience poll as well. So if you could please take out the app and answer this question. of the widgets presented, which ones appeal the most to you? And this is not very scientific research, I am aware, but this is just to maybe get some opinions in here. Yeah, so I'm just gonna. Yeah, I see quick access to often used features and editor filters. Some of them I mashed together, and I wonder if it's the editor filters, especially that. Yeah, um, we already have the big green add content button, so probably the editor filters. I'm assuming a bit here. Also, information on profile, institution, and data quality is quite high. It's good to know. I would agree as well. So, and then we have, that's basically the two that were voted on. Last opened, maybe because you already have the history. Tasks, you don't really want to do tasks. It takes too much work. User activity surprises me a bit. I was expecting more interest in that one, but yeah. Yeah, so I asked you also if you, huh? You can only choose one. Okay. Oh yeah, that's true. Okay. Okay. I see how that, of course, that influences a lot of the results. Okay. You mentioned that when I said user activity. Is that because this is also would be your second choice, Aman? Yeah, definitely, yeah. All right. Yeah. So I don't know how much time that leaves, but a few minutes for.
Otherwise, check.
Yeah, yeah.
Any comments? Short question. The usual one. When?
Oh, when? Yeah. I forgot to mention. Yeah. So there are some big fish to fry in pure design, and this is early concept exploration. So I will let myself off the hook and say I don't know. I don't know, unfortunately. I would like it to be sooner rather than later. But yeah, yeah. You knew the answer before. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sure.
But it's certainly very exciting, and you can see a lot of value. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.